This is a painting called The Dinner to Emmaus. The original story is Jesus was condemned to death. He was crucified. It was the kind of rebirth of Jesus. A few days later, while he's walking in direction to Emmaus, a little town near Jerusalem, he found some pilgrim. He went with them. They don't recognize it was Jesus. They have a dinner together, and only when he gave a kind of benediction to them, they understand who he is. He made this kind of painting. This painting is in London, at the National Gallery. And as normally was using in any painting, unless he has a very specific show about the divinity, he used an artificial light from here. And he lit the painting in this direction. Watching the kind of perfect angle the line are going with the hand of this one. In the Renaissance, it was very important to creating all the line on the painting. We call linee di fuga. When they go out from the painting, they become more universal. Something that we have to learn when we are making compositions on images. So if you want to really emphasize that any composition is going to amplify from the screen to all over, it's very, very important you keep this kind of direction. This is a Renaissance model to have the painting. Usually what's happened when an artist is doing a music, a film, a painting, whatever, usually the artist identify himself with the character. In my opinion, identify him on Jesus. Why? Look, he put the light over here, the artificial lantern, the oil lantern, and those are the pilgrim, and this one is the owner of the locanda, the taverna, the restaurant, let's say. He put this guy over here, so his own shadow is just behind Jesus. Strange. If you noticed in any painting from 1000, from Giotto to Leonardo, everyone need to visualize the aura. The aura is another great intuition that they had in the Byzantine time, the kind of energy that particularly very high spiritual people emit from their head. And they made those kind of circle of light. This is Giotto. Giotto is 12th century. This is a painting of Madonna in Assisi. In order to tell that she is a saint, she has a divinity, they put those kind of beam of light all around in every painting. In 12th century it was very evident like that. More and more, the century go ahead, those kind of circular light was less evident. If you noticed in Leonardo da Vinci, usually he didn't like to put it because there is no need for him to emphasize so much the divinity. You have to understand from the painting that she represented divinity. Sant'Ami make just a little mark of the circle, that's it, a little line. Caravaggio tried not to use any longer because there is no even need to make the little line. So why put it a shadows behind the head? He doesn't have an aura of light. He has an aura of darkness. because he knows somehow that his life is going to die very soon. He was feeling very sick. He felt negative for the future. When Costanza Colonna, one of his friend, she was the daughter of the Colonna family. Caravaggio's father was working for the Colonna family in Caravaggio. So they were played together when they were children, Michelangelo and Mrs. Colonna. She asked to him, Michelangelo, are you not happy? Now you are so famous. You made those beautiful paintings in the Cappella in Rome. Don't you think that maybe you better get married, that maybe have a family, maybe to have a child? The answer of Caravaggio says, no, I don't want to give a nativity to an orphan. Practically, in putting the shadows over here, he did the kind of declaration of what he was feeling, inner feeling. I practically beat her. Caravaggio was so upset. And in making this painting, there is the 7 Lido Misericordi, in order to almost ask pardon for what he did, to kill one person. That was a painting they did for the church of Naples. But apart this one, he made this painting, in my knowledge, is the only painting they did by memory, without having the model in front of him. This is Lena, and this is called the Madonna. Look at the composition, you see. Lena this is one they call the Madonna Penitent, Maddalena Penitent. But actually is Lena, his own lover. This is the moment that the image that he had in his mind when he left Rome. Lena, if you're watching very careful, has the mount very, like he received a violence on his face. Here it's difficult for you to see, but there are 2 drops. She's crying for the offense. But there is another detail very interesting. Look at the womb. She looked like pregnant. Probably Caravaggio, in having this one, want to say she is the only woman can have my own son. Even if at the beginning was thinking not to leave any son, now being alone, condemned to death, escaping from his own city, from his own love, from his own work, as the kind of dream to reborn, let's say, through his own son. The only chance they can survive, they can receive the grace from the Pope. And the only chance to receive the grace from the Pope, at that moment, under the suggestion of Costanza Colonna, is to go to Malta and become a knight of the Malta groups, which was a very special, let's say, group of people that were defending the main concept of the church. So in order to prepare this kind of journey, he made this painting of Alof de Vignancourt, which was the head of the Knight of Malta, in order to present his something, like a donation. He gave it to him, said, can you accept me as a member of the Knight? This was the only chance for him to be away from a place where everybody can kill him. He Alof de Vignancourt accept him as a knight of the Malta. He went to the island of Malta, and Alof de Vignancourt asked to him, can you please paint something for our church, the Church of St. John? This is a famous painting. If you go in the island of Malta, you can see it there. Originally, they asked for a little painting. But Caravaggio, once again, when he saw an incredible, beautiful wall, made a huge painting. And which kind of subject they choose? The decollation of St. John. Because his feeling, you know the story of St. John, the saint that baptized Jesus. He was decollated by the king of Jerusalem at that time. So he chose the last moment of St. John. Not only that, but he signed the painting on the blood. There is the sign of Michelangelo here. He identified again himself with the leading character. Because he knows that till at the moment, anyhow, he's being condemned to death. Now he's safe into the night of Malta, but he cannot move from there. The painting was so beautiful, recognized by everybody, that Alof de Vignancourt asked to the Pope to give to him the grace, but didn't arrive. So Caravaggio, any other painting that he can thinking, was always him being condemned. Till the moment that they practically recognized him as a knight of Malta. They made an incredible festivity for him. And once he dressed as a knight of Malta, there was really the major step to become free. Because he became like a warriors of Jesus, those group of knights. And the Pope for sure now was giving to him the grace. But Michelangelo Merisi, Caravaggio, is always had the kind of attitude that was very, not really a quiet man. Now he's very close to receive the grace, but he fight against one captain of the knight in Malta and offend him in very strong way. The practically now is condemned by the Knight of Malta to be prisoner. They put him into a, let's say, guva, which is a cylinder escaped into the earth, the prison, so nobody can escape from there. He was put inside the earth once again, and once again he feel like Jesus, totally condemned to death. Not only he was condemned by the church, he was condemned by the brother of the guy they killed in Rome, the brother Tomassoni. Now he's also condemned for the Knight of Malta. So practically his life is totally finished. The only painting they can think is himself being as a Goliath. This is the famous story of David or Goliath. The young David, they cut the head of Goliath. This is the face of Caravaggio when he was in Malta. Practically, he knows that he is dead completely. He keeps identifying himself all the time in this direction. One way to another, he was able to escape from Malta. For sure, is the same master of the Knight of Malta that helped the son of Costanza Colonna, helping Caravaggio to escape. He doesn't want any witness. He doesn't want any, let's say, process that can be done. Discuss what Caravaggio was guilty, not guilty, so on. So better he sent Caravaggio away. He escaped. He went to Sicily, just in front of the island of Malta, the island of Sicily. In the island of Sicily was living his old friend. You remember Mario Minniti, the young boy that was living with him in Rome a long time before? And Mario Minniti helped him to hide himself to hide in Caravaggio because he knows that everybody can can condemn him again. In Siracusa, the city in Sicily, there is a special place called it's a kind of grotto near it's very close to the theater that the Greek built in Syracuse. It's wonderful Greek theater. It seems that Caravaggio very often was going inside to this grotto called the Here of Dioniso, is called to hide himself when he was not inside the Mario Minniti house. The church of Syracuse was asking him to do a painting. He doesn't want to do a painting, he doesn't want to reveal he's there. But Mario Minniti said, please do it. So you have somebody that is another chance for you to do something from the church. And so also you're receiving some money so we can live here. Mario Minniti has already a family with the children and his own life over there, but so at least you can have something to survive. So finally he accepted to do this painting. And once again, which is the subject they choose?